Coming up, an investigation is underway after a teenager and a teacher are injured in a knife attack at a school.
Coventry Council starts a controversial recruitment campaign in the wake of the Daniel Pelker child neglect scandal.
And keeping up with one of the nominees in our ITV Pride of Britain Awards. That's at 6. Coming up, an investigation is underway after a teenager and a teacher are injured in a knife attack at a school.
There's news on the exciting royal announcement and the rest of the national and international stories slightly earlier today. In 15 minutes, it's Monday's ITV News.
Hello and welcome to ITV News Central. On the programme tonight, an investigation is underway after a 13-year-old girl and a teacher are injured in a knife attack at a school in Malvern.
Do it for Daniel. A council uses Daniel Pelker's tragic story to help recruit social workers.
And Pride of Britain, the blind runner who's raised thousands of pounds running marathons for charity. Good evening. A 13-year-old boy has been arrested after a teacher and a teenage pupil were attacked with a knife at a school in Worcestershire.
It happened in Malvern this morning. Our correspondent Steve Clamp is live at the scene. Steve, dramatic developments in the last hour on this story.
Yes, indeed. Those developments, as you said, that the young boy, the 13-year-old that police have been looking for about 8 hours since the incident, has been found, has been arrested. I understand he was actually found on the 5 to 5 train to Hereford, and it follows this incident that took place at about 8:45 this morning at the Chase School, where a male teacher and the 13-year-old girl were given minor injuries from what's described as a long-bladed knife. Well, this is what the police had to say following that arrest just a short time ago.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to announce that earlier today, just recently, a young male we've been searching for, involved with an incident at the Chase School, has been found. He's safe and well. He's currently been arrested and been taken to Worcester Police Station, where we're going to be working with his family over the coming hours to provide the appropriate support, and also working with the school to make sure that the school can be open tomorrow for business as usual.
And Steve, the teenager involved is only young, so what have the parents there been saying?
Well, I got here to the school about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and there were already a large number of parents by the school gates, and I spoke to some of those, and it's interesting that some thought the school were doing a great job in difficult circumstances, but there were others who were really quite angry with the handling of the situation.
It just seems organised chaos, this is. You know, we're waiting frantically and we're getting no further forward, so children's safety is absolutely paramount, and parents are distressed, and I'm sure the students who are left inside are as much as distressed as we are out here, so still waiting for second boy.
I've got faith in the school, and everyone's all been looked after and everything, so it's no real concern, but I just thought, since I'm here, I might as well just take them home anyway.
Those two contrasting views, very much the general feel from other parents I spoke to. There were some very upset they waited so long to get their children, but of course this was a big situation, something the school couldn't have predicted in any way, and well, this is what the headmaster had to say about the way they handled it.
Plans were immediately implemented to ensure that all students and staff were safe. The police attended the school promptly and have assisted the school throughout the course of the day, enabling our lessons to return to normal by mid-morning.
Well, if there's one good thing, I'm pleased to tell you that the wounds suffered this morning are described merely as superficial, and the school will open as normal tomorrow, and they will certainly hope after today's dramatic events that life returns to normal.
Well, let's hope so, Steve. Thank you very much.
Coventry City Council has launched a recruitment campaign for social workers following harsh criticism it received over the murder of a 4-year-old boy by his mother and stepfather.
The case of Daniel Pelker shocked both the public and council staff alike. Now, a website has been set up to draw in what the council hopes will be the best candidates in the country. Andy Bevan reports.
4-year-old Daniel Pelker was starved and beaten to death in 2012 in Coventry by his mother Magdalena Wuczek and stepfather Mariusz Krejcilek. In July last year they were jailed for a minimum of 30 years for his murder. Daniel's death prompted a serious case review which severely criticised every agency involved, including Coventry Social Services. Now social workers in the city, many of whom were employed there when Daniel died, have gone on the record about the effect his death had on them. They're speaking out in a bid to fill 50 new jobs at the department.
I remember the feeling within the team, that tension. You know, we've lost a child on our watch. What could we have done differently? You know, I think the workers who were there at that time will carry that around with them for the rest of their lives.
The recruitment campaign, which is the result of £10 million being pumped into Coventry's social services, is called Do It for Daniel. The council leader says they're currently forking out £500,000 a month on agency social workers and urgently need to secure long-term permanent staff.
Coventry's heart was broken and we promised Daniel a legacy that hopefully this would never happen again. And part of fulfilling that legacy is us employing those social workers that we desperately need.
The council says it's offering an attractive package to potential applicants, and the job descriptions say that for an experienced social worker there's a salary of almost £35,000 a year plus benefits, and for a principal social worker that figure rises to almost £50,000 a year.
Coventry is very vibrant.
The Do It for Daniel website has images of Coventry which aim to make it look an attractive place to live and work. The NSPCC declined to comment on the campaign today, but there have been posts by others on social media calling the use of Daniel Pelker's name insensitive, opinions dismissed by the council.
I actually think if we didn't mention Daniel, we would be seen as being dishonest. Look, we're being completely upfront here. There's no hiding place for anyone in Coventry.
Both Daniel's murderers have launched appeals against their sentences, which will be heard in the next few months. Andy Bevan, ITV News.
Members from the campaign group Hacked Off, including a former firefighter from Staffordshire, have been protesting about the new press self-regulatory body outside its London office today. Paul Dadge was pictured helping a woman in a Burns mask to safety after the 7/7 bombings. He was among the group who call IPSO, the new independent press standards organisation, a sham after saying his phone was hacked in the aftermath. IPSO's new chairman says the new body will provide support.
We're responsible to the public. Public need a voice. Public need protection from those who abuse them. Where they feel they're victims, they need somebody to stand up for them. And the press need us as well. The press need us to re-establish their authority. Authority will only come with trust, and there will only be trust if there is a truly independent regulator regulating them.
Hereford United remains in business after being given another extension to pay off its debts. It's understood the club has agreed a settlement with former manager Martin Foyle. Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs have now become the top creditor. The High Court has adjourned the winding up petition and the club is due back at court on October the 20th.